Hello, darling angels. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to be doing a message for the Divine Feminine Collective watching this. I've been very pulled to the Divine Feminine energy recently. I did a channeled message on my TikTok account for the Divine Feminines, but I wanted to get on here and tap into the energy and see what Spirit wants to come through. So my intention for this reading is for truth and wisdom and a clear channel from Spirit to you watching, and for messages for our highest good to come through. And I just ask the Great Spirit and ancestors and guides to surround this reading with protection of the highest form. And I ask that all those who watch this video are protected, their homes, their families are protected with divine light. So, hello, Divine Feminines. How are you guys? What's been going on? What's in the energy? I feel like there's a lot of change. There might also be some resistance to change. There could be a lot of truths revealing themselves right now for the Divine Feminine. So we're going to tap in and we're going to just see what Spirit wants to channel through that radio. All right. As always, we start with some sound healing for you and for me. I'm feeling the Divine Feminine energy. I just put on some body oil with rose and vanilla essential oils and clove essential oil. And I said affirmations as I applied it. So if that's not something you've ever done, maybe look into putting on oils and kind of adorning yourself with different jewels, or sticking affirmations over your body as you brush your hair or put your oils on, or as you look in the mirror, just pouring love into who you are, kind of connecting to the essence of who you are and speaking that out loud. So, Divine Feminines, let's go ahead and tap on to the essence of this reading. What's going to come through for the Divine Feminine Collective Spirit right now? What's going on with the Divine Feminine Collective Spirit? I feel like there's a lot of growth. Ooh, courage! That message was what came out for my TikTok video. It was the message of Spirit telling the Divine Feminines to have courage. Don't be afraid to walk the path alone to your soul's purpose. That crystal just moved. There's a lot of clearing out energy. There's a lot of energy of getting rid of old energies or old habits or old belief systems, and kind of just taking the steps that you need, Divine Feminine, to pull in the life that you deserve, the life that you desire. And there's this energy of having courage. You don't have to wait for your Divine Masculine to be ready to fully step into your power or to fully step into your soul's purpose. You can really move toward that now, and Spirit is giving you kind of permission to do it. And they've been speaking about this, the courage energy of having courageous energy and being fierce and strong in your vision. Kind of moving toward it with a confidence and a fiery, passionate approach. And Spirit's telling you, you don't have to wait for your Divine Masculine to meet you before you can go there. You're on the illuminated path. You're guiding, in a lot of ways, your light, Divine Feminine, guides the masculine to see their own light just by you living authentically and courageously, moving toward your dreams, your aspirations, your soul's purpose. It really is like a guiding light for the Divine Masculine. So yeah, Divine Feminine's Spirit is really calling us all to have courage to step into the shoes of our goddess energy, or to step into the aroma of our Empress energy, to really feel and be and exist in that high vibrational state, in that state of femininity and of sensuality and beauty. Like, we're going back to what I was saying earlier, like adorning yourself in jewels and doing your hair with sacred oils that you've prayed over. It's like Spirit's really asking us to get into a practice, a habit of taking care of ourselves, having kind of self-love sessions, and having discipline and willpower to have these sacred practices that are going to kind of elevate us even more as we're taking the steps toward our soul's purpose. Yeah, opening heart, deep connections, water blessings. There's this energy of just opening courageously, just allowing yourself to be open to to kind of trust in the path and let the water take you and go with the flow. 11 could be significant, and then 2 and 11, it's like 11 energy. So Spirit's really asking us divine feminines to let this life be a sacred blessing. Let this the movement that you kind of pour out into the world, let it be this dance or this prayer of devotion toward yourself and your soul's path. Deepening your connection with Spirit, deepening your connection with your intuition and your emotions. It's I think you're finding courage in feeling things very deeply, and you're also finding courage to let yourself bloom more, to kind of go down paths that maybe you didn't think were possible. The Divine Mother's here, Divine Feminine. Nurturing compassion and grace. Beautiful. So we have hostilities and sacred purpose. So it feels like as I was shuffling my Light Seers Tarot, I got the Four of Cups and then the Hermit. I kept the Four of Cups stayed at the bottom as I shuffled, and I cut it back at the Hermit, and it was the same as when I cut it the first time. And the energy that I had gotten was what was it that it said? Resistance to change. So I feel like you're in this period of maybe you were feeling resistant to taking the steps toward your soul's purpose, that you kind of felt that flame, that inner flame kind of guiding you toward. And I think there was this resistance to it because maybe you were waiting for your masculine, or maybe you didn't think you were ready enough, or that you didn't look a certain way. Whatever your fears were that came up for this, it kind of created this hostile energy within yourself, a conflict or an unrest energy within you. But I think there's been this opening. There's been a message of courage, having strength, having courage, being confident and fierce toward your goals. And so I feel like this energy is kind of washing away with this opening of the heart, with these water blessings. There's going back again, speaking affirmations over your body, over your mind, over your being, your journey. It really does a difference, because our bodies are made up of like 70% water, and speaking positive affirmations, transformational affirmations, speaking healing and prayers over your body are really going to help you to clear out this anxiety or this unrest that maybe you were feeling toward your soul's purpose. Like you had this drive, you had this want to move toward, your purpose, your flame, ancestral legacy. It's like your ancestors have been watching you throughout your life, and they've been waiting for you to kind of step into this courageous light, this glow that you exude. They've been waiting for you to fully embody it, to feel it, to be it, and to have the courage to move toward your your soul's purpose. And Divine Mother's at the bottom again. So the Divine Mother is here. I'm going to read this actually out of the book because she's got a message for us. Divine Feminine. 37. Surrounded by the golden light of purity, creative power, this beautiful symbol of eternal maternity brings the energy of care and compassion to your life. Whatever gender we identify it as, there is a Divine Mother in each of us. It lives in our choices. Excuse me. It lives in our choices, our tenderness, and our loving energy. First, this card reminds you to prioritize your own self-care. Guys, what was I just talking about? Adorning yourself, speaking positive affirmation, having self-love sessions. Bro. In fact, it's time to become your own loving mother. If you've been dismissing something related to your own needs or preferences, muster up the courage to nurture and prioritize yourself. It's never dishonoring to others when you truly honor yourself. There may be someone who needs some care and compassion from you as well. Open your heart and to the opportunity, but remember to strike a balance between the energy you give others and the energy you give yourself. Your loving care will go so much further if you stop to fill your own reservoir along the way. On a purely practical level, this card is also a herald parenthood for you or someone close to you. Can also herald parenthood. The Divine Mother breathes the vital spark into family and fertile productivity into the important creative endeavor you may be conceiving. Call on her gracious assistance and let your creative juices flow. Guys, the energy, you're really being called, Divine Feminines, we're really being called to our sacred purpose, to having the courage to just love ourselves, but also take those steps, letting your creative juices flow, prioritizing your own self-care. You can't fill your own cup. You got to fill your own cup before you try to fill other people's cups. All right. I think I'm going to put this actually, let's do it like this. And we'll get one more card from this deck. Spirit, what else can you tell the fellow Divine Feminine collective here? Healing Earth, the power to give and receive healing. Interesting here. I think you're going to be working very closely with Spirit. You could be very called to go into nature. 33 could be significant. 333 on the clock. Let me read this one actually. Yes, I feel like you're going to be kind of working with Spirit, and Spirit's going to be working with you to kind of facilitate something in your life, to ground something. Excuse me, to ground something in your life, but also to almost bring you more into awareness of your own gifts or your own spiritual, your gifts, of your own gifts. Yeah, 46. So the priestess of the earth stands with her back against a sacred ancient tree, channeling life-giving energy to and from Mother Earth herself. This card reveals that a time of great healing is at hand for you and others, and even for the planet. If you have a physical concern, now is the time to call up Earth energy and bring it into your body, mind, chakras, and energy center. You can also bring together divine healing rays to commune with the Earth energy in your own heart center, radiating through every cell of your being. You have a powerful energy vibrating within, which can heal yourself and others. In fact, this card is calling you to awaken that power and bring that loving resonance to the people and issues that need it most. Interesting. So there's an energy of like I said, working together with spirit, and it's like creating some sort of healing energy, like kind of receiving and giving. It's kind of that energy, and that is connected to your purpose. So you could very well be a healer, divine feminine. A lot of divine feminines are healers, or you could work with energy. You could work with the earth energy, Mother Gaia. You could work with earth spirits. You could be connected to different beings in nature. Trees are very significant. You could feel very connected to the trees, or feel the energy that permeates from the trees, okay? Yeah, you're being called to open your heart and to have courage to move toward your heart's flame, your heart's passion, to release the ego. Maybe make peace with the ego. Do a sort of meditation where you look at a physical representation of your ego mind and kind of make peace with them, hug them, love them, accept them for who they are. Mother yourself. You're being called to mother yourself, to have compassion and grace for yourself. And it's creating this healing. There's a word I'm looking for. It's like, it's not infinity. It's like where two things kind of go together. All right, Spirit, what messages can you give for the Divine Feminine Collective? What other messages can you give for the Divine Feminine Collective? It's okay to take moments of rest. It's okay to like pause and take in your surroundings. You don't have to move so quick, Divine Feminine. This courageous energy, it can be fiery, it can feel quick, but there's this energy of going with the flow of where the water takes you, where the universe takes you, because you don't have to rush toward your soul's purpose. The journey is just as important. Spirit, what can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective? Yeah, surrender. It's time to surrender and take the steps that you can take, and surrender to the things that you cannot control. In connection to your counterpart, it seems like balance is trying to be restored in a romantic connection with the Divine Feminine, but it's also connecting to like this reminds me of like your connection to spirit. You're almost in this period of great surrender, or you've been in this period of surrender, and spirit's like, now it's time to have courage to take the steps, and like, we've got you. You're not alone in this. There's like balance here, the give and receive, the power to give and receive, with temperance here as well. It's like spirit's finally going to be giving back to you based on the energy that you've been pouring out into the world, because it does seem like it's very beautiful, even if sometimes you feel scattered within yourself. It's like there's still an underlining surrender, an underlining trust, and I feel like your courage is only going to build and build and build and build, and the more that you take small or big steps toward your goals, toward your passion, toward your eternal flame, it's only going to create more of an equal exchange, because you're going to be pouring out creations or wisdom to the world, doing your soul's path, and it's like spirit's like, we're going to gift you back. Spirit, what else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective? Like, if you're called to start taking better care of your body, to start kind of even like glamour type magic, really find a practice. Yeah, see, there's this energy here. Was it the healing, opening heart, and then the healing earth? I feel like you're like, you've been mending yourself in this period of surrender and of like inner looking. You've been opening your heart, and it's almost like you've been mending yourself, putting yourself back together, nurturing yourself back to health, and kind of working with the universe to kind of heal the earth and yourself, your own inner conflict. You're doing very great work, Divine Feminine. What else, Spirit, can you tell Divine Feminine Collective? Yeah, look at this. There's this energy of like, maybe you were trapped in a connection that, with yourself, but also it could be a connection, like a romantic connection, where you felt trapped, you felt like you didn't know a way out, or you didn't know how to heal from it. There was maybe a lot of hostilities, a lot of unrest, like overthinking. But I think in this period of surrender, this period of maybe even silence or inner devotion, I'm hearing, it's almost like you're beginning to realize that you can see, you can take off the blindfold. Like with this string, it's like you're not tethered, you're not attached to anything. You can release and be free and find balance within yourself, within your connection to spirit. And if this is about a person, you can find that. Spirit, what else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collectives? Yeah, you might have had like a period of heartbreak, but the period of heartbreak kind of caused this inner transformation, or this deep surrender to spirit, and it kind of brought balance back. What else can you tell the collective, Spirit? What else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective? What else can you tell the Divine Feminine Collective? Which I didn't take that card on the bottom because it was like a little stack. But this even continues on the message. It's like you're creating this tapestry, this you're creating a beautiful kind of what is the word? Cooperation? No. Community? No. It's a C word, but I can't remember. But whatever it is that you're co-creating with spirit, it's almost like allowing you to bloom, allowing you to blossom. And also you might even be finding like more abundance in your life, because you might have gone down a new path that you've dreamed about, that's kind of bringing balance in again. Ooh, okay. So if you've like began doing tarot, or you've began posting videos or something, like speaking your thoughts, speaking your channel messages, whatever it is, I think that energy is helping to bring balance to the unrest or the overthinking energy that could be coming from your divine counterpart. It's like helping you to manifest something new, something balanced, and something that you've kind of hoped for. I think it could be a dream from your past. Maybe you wanted to travel somewhere, or you had a dream that you wanted to accomplish, and it's like finally things are aligning for you. Or even maybe this heartbreak kind of shook you in a way that awakened you more, kind of helped you to see where there wasn't balance in your life, or where things were shaky. And so it kind of helped you be able to dream again, to see a new path for yourself, or even an old dream, like I said before, has kind of been reawakened. Yeah, I think you might be very connected to spirit. Like you might be hearing spirit right now in way of literal words, or songs, or phrases, or movies, or something. Yeah, because you've taken this time to do this deep integration, this deep, you've become you were the judgment day on yourself, really. You went within yourself and you looked at all these different aspects, and you kind of went on this journey through all these different energies within you, and it kind of illuminated you more. I think you've reawakened to old dreams and old things that you wanted, maybe even with how this connection ended or open-ended, whatever. It almost kind of shook you awake again, or put you back into this period of deep introspection, and it made you bloom. It made you kind of get reborn again. I'm getting like the phoenix energy. Spirit, what else can you tell the collective? Okay. I just saw justice. Yeah, divine justice is being restored. You see the Emperor hiding over there? You're kind of confident. Oh my gosh. Guys. Oh. Is this it? Okay. Anything else from this deck, Spirit, for the Divine Feminine Collective? I just heard no. Okay. Let's pull from this deck now. Messages for the Divine Feminine Collective. The offering. Yeah, you're being offered something now. It's like Spirit's like, okay, you take your courage. You've taken your masks off. You've healed. You've done this deep introspection. You've kind of reawakened yourself in a way again and again and again, and then you've surrendered to Spirit and trusted and kind of let balance come back. You've decided to take these steps, and now Spirit's like, we're gonna offer you this. Yeah, you're at a threshold, my friend. In the temple, it's like I think you're becoming more aware that your body is your temple, that you kind of put yourself at threshold. You keep yourself from going forward, or you push yourself forward. It's like you found some sort of wisdom within the past couple of months from whatever deep introspection that you've done. Ooh, is it connected to your flame? And it's kind of like you've lit a fire again. There's a fire that's been lit again. A prayer. Are you praying over yourself? Are you praying over your person? Yeah, you're very much at the threshold. Spirit's kind of offering you this truth, this there's wisdom here, because with the prayer, we had the prayer, we have the temple, and the offering. This feels very holy, it feels very sacred. And then with the flame as well, very high vibrational. Yeah, you're very much at this threshold, and it's like you've become a very holy being, Divine Feminine. You're very holy. I feel like you might even demand respect. Not you literally demand it, but it's like your presence is just kind of, it's so sacred and holy that people can't help but kind of view you as some sort of higher being. But yeah, what else can we tap into, Spirit? Again, with the 8 of Swords. So there's a message here. Maybe you're keeping yourself trapped in some way, but you're at the threshold. Spirit's offering you a way out. They're offering you a candle to light your way forward. And they're asking you to be compassionate, to see yourself as a temple, and to really honor yourself. King of Swords. The color green could be significant, connecting to the heart chakra. This is giving hostilities again. Spirit, what is this message? There's something about you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting change. Yeah, you're really being asked to have courage, Divine Feminine. I feel like you've been in a period of stillness, kind of keeping yourself stuck, maybe. And now it's like, are you fighting with Spirit? Are you like fighting with your purpose? Spirit's very clearly offering you something, and you're very close to breaking through the barrier of something, but there's something you're still kind of working on. There's something you're still kind of healing. Oh wow, the Wheel of Fortune. So Spirit's very heavily involved in whatever this energy is. Interesting. It has to do with your soul's passion. It has to do with taking that step. Something that's very aligned, something that's meant for you, Divine Feminine. The King of Swords. I think you know about it. There's something strategic here. I think you know how gifted you are, but sometimes you refuse to see it. The Emperor comes out again. What are you talking about, Emperor? What is this Emperor energy coming out, Spirit? Of course your Emperor has to come through. The Hierophant. I think in relation to your person, your counterpart, it feels like they are having very highly spiritual downloads right now. They might be fighting this as well. I think you're kind of coming out of this period of fighting yourself, fighting, you know, your soul's purpose, or taking actions or steps that'll bring you closer to it. You're kind of coming out of that. And this person might be having spiritual downloads about their own self-sabotage or their own hostile behavior. I don't know what that means. Yeah, strength. It was in reverse, but I don't usually take reversals, but yeah, it feels like there's something going on within the counterpart connection that's kind of, it's calling the both of you to stand in your strength, stand in your courage. So where they might have to find the courage to come to you and explain what's been going on or how they feel or whatever, it's like you're trying to find the courage to really begin things in your life that are in alignment with your soul's purpose, and maybe ways in which you fought that before. Spirit's really asking the both of you to find courage to fight those limiting beliefs. Yeah, to take the actions to move toward an energy. Alright, Spirit, what else can you tell me about this energy for the Divine Feminine Collective? If you can't see in the dark, hone in, go in to your own inner flame. Breathe deeply in to your heart. Feel that light. Feel your own inner flame. It will never guide you astray. Follow that. Follow that. Because you're really at a threshold. And I think you're meant to be honoring your temple at this point, Divine Feminine. I think there was also an energy of mastering the physical. So whether that has to do with the body and certain habits with our bodies, Divine Feminine, there's an energy of breaking free from certain attachments, unhealthy attachments in the physical realm. that have kind of kept us in viewing our dreams as a fantasy or as a faraway dream, rather than taking the steps toward them. There's an energy of needing to remember to have compassion with yourself, remembering to be gentle and to go with the flow, allow the opening of the heart, co-create with spirit. You're being shown very deep truth, wise truths, Divine Feminine. All right. And I just saw death and rebirth. Yeah, there's something very powerful happening for the collective right now. It's almost like the shades have come off, or you're finally seeing the sun. Maybe you are the sun. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Do 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 do. Yeah, and that's gonna be the end of the reading. But I hope that this message finds you well, and I hope that it gives you the information or the clarification or the remembrance of something you already knew to be true within yourself. Yeah. You're meant to free yourself. You're meant to be free. To take that step. Take the courageous step, Divine Feminines, okay? Ooh, and remember that sensual energy. Remember adorning yourself with beautiful gems or stones, and putting sensual rose or different oils on your skin, speaking positive affirmation over your body, looking in the mirror and really gazing at yourself and pouring love into yourself. All right? Because you are meant to rise, Divine Feminine. You are not meant to play it safe. You're meant to courageously and fiercely step toward your soul's purpose, your soul's path. And Spirit wants to see you do it. And the world wants to see you do it. I want to see you do it. I know you can. Because you're powerful, darling. Alright? So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope it found you well. And as always, peace and blessings are manifesting for you. Peace. Bye.